Someone you love has died, and now holidays will never be the same or feel the same. It's a sad reality. Watch today as I share my personal story of loss and holidays. Learn how to actively address the loss of traditions in the death of someone that you have loved. I'm Jo McRogers, and I'm a registered social worker who specializes in supporting grief. Please join our Grievolution community by subscribing to the channel, and be sure to turn on the notifications so that you'll know every time I post some new exploration of grief so that we can do grief differently. When someone we love has died, wishful thinking often takes over, and we stumble into holidays or special days pretending that things can stay the same. Sometimes we throw caution to the wind, just hoping beyond hope that everything will just work out. While others of us think that if we try hard enough and be positive enough to maintain traditions, that people will just enjoy themselves, damn it. And then there are those of us who bow at the altar of denial and don't really spend any time thinking about how this loss might impact our life and our day. It is as though we could uninvite the sadness to the day. When my father died, I took this route. My father died early in September, and by Thanksgiving, I was immersed in a deep dive of grief and denial. There was also a really healthy, unhealthy mix of anger in there. So there I was, choking back a family Thanksgiving dinner when the neighborhood hoods decided to turn our little side street into a car racing strip. We couldn't hear ourselves speak over the noise of the cars racing up and down the street. And what's really ironic is that we weren't saying anything of importance anyways, but there I was, away from the table, out the door, raging and streaming from my mouth are words that I still shudder about decades later. So, Sean, I'm sorry. What happened was that traditions were lost. Nobody spoke about the fact that my dad wasn't there to carve the turkey. He wasn't there to lead the toast. We didn't know how to do this. So I speak of this from personal experience. As a viewer of this video, can you identify with anything that I've shared? If so, please leave a comment below about the place where your grief and traditions collided so that we can all learn how important it is to tend to this. What is happening here is referred to as a secondary loss. You have lost somebody, then you've also lost the roles that they played in your life, in the family structure, and on special days. It brings up questions of how to acknowledge this, how then to honor them, and then how to do it now without them. I can guarantee you that the ostrich method doesn't work. So what to do? Please start by acknowledging that your grief is coming to the day. Create a place for it to show up. Host it. Allow it to be seen, allow it to be witnessed, set a place at the table, include one of their favorite dishes or desserts, make a playlist of their favorite music to play in the background, have a moment of silence together, collect and donate money to a cause that they may have felt strongly about, share a limerick about them, share a favorite story about them with everyone present. You can also do private actions such as write a letter, light a candle, spend a moment in silence, have a conversation with them. Filling the space of a lost tradition with thought and intention is so necessary. It's important to create some new traditions to honor and witness, but also know that grief changes over time, and therefore your honoring may change over time too. The honoring may be the same for 1 year or for many years. Doing it differently does not mean that you are forgetting them or that you're moving away from them and that you're losing connection with them. In fact, it can mean that your grief is evolving and honoring deeply and respectfully. One of my favorite quotes about grief applies to this topic of traditions. All the art of living lies in a fine mingling of letting go and holding on. Be kind to yourself as you have this learning curve. Lead in your own grief for your own benefit, and know that others will benefit and learn also. Traditions are all about honoring in history, and you have the power to invite your grief into your traditions. If you have found this video helpful, please like it with a thumbs up so that YouTube will share it widely with folks who are struggling through special days with grief. If you are grieving and wondering how to honor a special day, I send to you kind thoughts, kind words, and a kind heart. as you figure this all out. Thank you and take good care.